Hello, guys. It has been a while. I know. So much has been going on in my personal life with my family, and work's been busy. Like, it's just been crazy around here. But I had to stop by here because I saw something earlier today where I guess there was an article put out in reference to Nike launching a plus size line. The comments on the Twitter feed to Nike was absolutely, hey baby, absolutely crazy. I don't understand why people are, well, some people are so butthurt by this. I mean, I'm just not getting it. I think it's great. I think it is absolutely great that Nike has decided to do this. One of the main reasons is because plus size clothing, as far as like working out clothes, there's not very many out there. I know Torrid has workout clothes. Lane Bryant does, which are awesome. I mean, these are some pants that I had gotten from Lane Bryant, and I love them because they are in my Carolina Panthers blue and black. Yes, holler. Holla! And what else? I just wanted to show you guys a couple of things. This is another pair of leggings that I purchased from Lane Bryant. And I love these because they've got the mesh detail right here. I got a whole bunch of stuff from Lane Bryant over time. But I guess some of y'all don't know that Nike has had plus size clothes for a minute. And I wear them a lot. Like, here's some little shorts that I like to wear when I go to the park to run, or when I was running. We'll get into that in a minute. And even their tops here with the built-in bra to keep your girls from moving all over the place. And these shorts right here are so comfortable. These dry fit. These are awesome. And this is one of my favorite tops from Nike. It's just like the black one I just showed you. 3X, where's the back? And I also have that one in this color. I have those the first black shorts that I showed you. I have those in this pink. And I also have a matching pink one of these that goes with those shorts. So yeah, I like to look cute when I work out. If I'm in the park or if I'm in the gym, I like to look cute. Who doesn't? So, I mean, I guess that's why I'm having a hard time with this. So many comments, and I'll post a link to the article down below. So many comments on that Twitter feed. They were telling Nike, you're promoting obesity, you're promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, just talking smack like that. And I'm like, okay, Nike has put out a product for people to work out. I don't know many people that are going to wear clothes like that just around town. So obviously they're going to be working out, which kind of negates the fact that you're saying that Nike is promoting an unhealthy lifestyle of obesity, because people are buying the clothes to work out in. Help me understand. I mean, seriously. Now, I want to take two people, since you want to say that they're promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, or, okay, wait a minute, let's scratch that. I want to take two people on that look physically on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Now, there's a girl. If you know what her name is right off, comment, leave her name down below. So I follow her on Instagram, but her name's just not popping in my head right now. But she is the black yoga girl, and she is plus size. And when I tell you that her body bends define, I mean, they defy reality of what most of you think that a plus size woman can do with her body. Okay? She's phenomenal. I would love to meet her, to take one of her yoga classes. Yes, she's a yoga instructor. Okay? Leave her name down below if you know who she is. So then on the opposite spectrum of that, we have Mr. Bob Harper, whom I absolutely love. I have practically all of his workout DVDs. Okay? Bob, and I know y'all know who Bob is. If you've ever watched The Biggest Loser back in the day, Bob was one of the trainers on there. Bob does not have an inch of fat on him. Bob is ripped, cut like butter. Okay? Bob had a heart attack. It may have been a week ago. Bob is still recovering from his heart attack. He's doing great, but I mean, he's having to wear the monitors. I'm just saying all of that to say that just because a person looks bigger to you, or is bigger than what a person should look like to you, does not mean that they are limited or necessarily unhealthy at all. And just because a person is ripped to the core, cut up, eats healthy, doesn't eat all the fats and all of that, does not necessarily mean that they cannot have a major health issue. Like, y'all need to quit with that. Like, just quit. I mean, think, in reality, how many times have we all heard of, someone out mowing the grass and just collapsing? Or someone just coming in from a run and collapsing? Or out on a run, collapsing, dying from a heart attack? Now, let's just say there's someone in our family I'll say two people. My father, for instance. My father never smoked. He never drank alcohol, to my knowledge, as far as I can remember from when I was a little girl. But my father had renal cancer twice, had a kidney transplant, all of that stuff. Then there was another family member, extended family member, who ran 5 miles a day, if not more. Didn't do any of the other things that I just mentioned, and just out of the blue was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and died he passed away like a couple months later. And I miss that man. And one of my viewers, you will know who I'm talking about. I miss him and I love you. So, quit putting labels on stuff or expectations of what one person should be, one person should do, or whatever. It's not your body. Now, I can tell you, okay, would I be wrong if I said that some of you rail thin chicks running around out here with, I can see your vertebrae in the back of your neck. I can see your hip bones poking out. I can see your sternum and your ribs in your chest. And if I told you need to go eat a damn cheeseburger, that's wrong, right? Whether or not that's my opinion, that's my business. But that does not give you the right to say something equally as cruel to someone else of a bigger body size, whether it's male or female. The key commonality here is that we all want to be healthy. It's like saying, oh, if you're thin It's and a particular lipstick looks good on you. That's like saying that no one else should wear that shade because it only looks good on you. Or a certain hair color, it only looks good on you, so nobody else should wear it. Or if it's a perfume, it only smells good on you, so no one else should have it because you're whatever. You get the gist of what I'm saying. Okay? But I don't know why I'm so fired up about this. I mean, I've never personally been attacked for, being overweight or whatever, but I don't know. We're living in a country right now where everybody is tearing each other down and taking jabs and stabs like every time you turn around the corner. You can't have this because you're white. You can't do this because you're black. You can't do this because you're Muslim. Oh, you can't do that because you're gay. I'm sick of the shit, to be honest. We're here. We're here, and none of us is going anywhere. So just get used to it and try to be supportive of each other. I mean, really. So I'm thrilled that Nike has done this. I will support Nike because I love that they've done this. And I love their clothes. When I was running, which if you've watched one of my previous vlogs, you would know the whole situation behind that. But to make it short, I started running, and it was not because I wanted to look better in clothes or anything like that. I just went to the park one day with my friend, and it was like, it's nice out here. The birds were chirping, the geese were out on the lake, the butterflies, like, it was just beautiful. And the air going in my lungs was so cleansing, and it just felt so good. So I started going back to that park, almost on a daily basis. And then I but I looked online and I saw this whole Coach to 5K teaching you how to start running, like going from walking to running. It was a whole program for that. And to be honest, like, I got my clothes because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And when I started running, y'all, it was just like, I felt like an uncaged bird, like just so free. Like my body felt good. All of my numbers from my blood tests, from my physicals, everything was perfect. I literally dropped like 40 pounds in 3 months. That was not my goal. That was not what I was aiming for. I wanted to feel good. Like I enjoyed the freedom of running. Like it cleared my mind. My lungs felt good. And just sweating. It all just felt so good. And it would be people in the park like my size, maybe a little smaller, bigger. I could tell like he's struggling or she's struggling. So every time I would come around the lake or the pond, I wouldn't even say anything. I just stick my hand out to the side, giving them a little dap, because everybody needs that encouragement. Just about everybody feels the need to belong to something. And when I wore these clothes, I felt like it just, the tops, everything was just in place. My boobs weren't bouncing around. It just felt good. It just felt good. And I could feel the athlete coming, like emerging out of me. And then I messed up my ankle. So my ankle healed, and I started back one day after, I had been sick with a cold. I didn't eat right before I went, or whatever. Nearly passed out. Well, I have high blood pressure. And later on, I found out that the reason why I was getting these spells where I was about to pass out was because my blood pressure was at that point too strong for my body. Like my blood pressure had pretty much normalized itself, so I didn't really need that medicine anymore or as much of it. So it was causing my blood pressure to drop too low, causing me about to pass out. So whatever. Um, so that scared me. Like, it mentally scared me, and I reached a point where I just wasn't willing to go back out there anymore. But now I've gotten my mojo back. So Nike, I'm going to need you to send me one of everything in a 3X and a pair of running shoes for overpronators in a size 10.5. And let me rock that shit and take pictures while I'm in the park and be all over their Instagram. All over the haters' Instagram. And I'm sorry for the profanity, but like I said, this has just gotten under my skin for some reason. Stay in your own lane. Unless you're encouraging someone. And let me say this, if you are a fitter person or a thin person and you have an overweight friend who may be thinking about beginning to exercise, or they just started exercising, pick them up, go out with them, find out where these Nike clothes are, and go with him or her, and help them pick out some cool stuff so y'all can be looking fly while you're out there doing your volleyball or playing your tennis match. Just uplift each other. Quit body shaming, whether you're this thin or you're this big. Just quit. Encourage each other. You know what I'm saying? Just encourage each other. So, last thing I want to say, these are 2 books that have been very helpful for me, especially now getting back into my programming. This is one of my favorites. It's by Jillian Michaels. It's old, but still timeless, and it's called Master Your Metabolism. Because a lot of times when we are overweight, our hormones, like everything just kind of gets out of whack. You can have insulin resistance and so on and so on. PCOS, irregular menstruation, all that stuff. Well, Jillian in this book talks about how to balance your hormones and to get your metabolism boosted so that you'll start burning fat more. She talks about food, different alternatives, even things in your house. And this is something that I learned from reading her book that I didn't know. And this was before, I feel like it might have been before the whole warnings came out about BPA being in plastic bottles. But even then she was saying, when you go grocery shopping, to store your foods in glass containers so that the plastic doesn't leach into your food. Because that plastic can actually disrupt your hormone levels. Even things from cosmetics, things that you clean your house with. She talks about all of that in this book. And the other one is if you are thinking about running. Oh, I'm sorry, Booby. If you're thinking about running, I mentioned a program earlier called Couched 5K, which is great. That was what I used. But I also had picked up this book, and this was actually put out from Runner's World. I'm not sure how old it is or when it was put out exactly, but it's called Runner's World: Complete Book of Beginning Running by Amy Burfoot, the executive editor of Runner's World magazine. Beginning Running. Look at that. See, that's what I love. You see how you got that greenery in the background, the trees, and I just loved being outdoors. In this book, they talk about beginning, which, from walking to running and, building your endurance and so on and so on. What to eat, how to fuel your body, and also the importance of balancing running with other types of exercising. Because if I'm not mistaken, right, if you're into fitness out there, if I'm not mistaken, right, I feel like I remember reading somewhere that running actually shortens your muscles. So it's important to do other activities like weightlifting or yoga to stretch them back out and lengthen them. So this is a really good book too. It talks about your heart health, getting your heart rate up, and gives you all kinds of training tips. What else? Obviously you want to get a physical before you begin anything. And I just had mine a couple days ago. And pretty positive stuff I got handed back to me. So I'm excited about that. This also talks about the importance of hydration. Again, eating the right foods, when to eat them. And just for, oh yes, this was super important. The importance of the correct shoes. I don't know where you live, but here in North Carolina, we have these stores called Run for Your Life. You can go in and try on different types of running shoes, and they actually watch you run in them to see, how they're working with your foot and running patterns, because there's overpronation, underpronation, flat feet. Some people have super high arches. So you definitely need to get, it is essential that you get the proper running shoe if you decide to begin such a thing. But that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to be a voice of encouragement, and, hopefully all those people that are hating on Nike for what Nike is doing, just get back in your lane, man. If you're not going to be supportive, just stay in your lane and keep your mouth shut. Just do it.